You are now dialed in with the Dial Brothers.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode. This is episode 8 of the Dialed In Show. And you see, we are live and in person. Not really live, but we're
Not
in
live.
person.
Not live yet, but I guess you could say we're live from the home base, though. Well,
Yeah.
or you would say home house. Jesus Christ.
Whatever.
It's not a home house. It's just a house.
Bringing that debate up again. Look, we're at the infamous pool table where Steven gets beat.
Man, I think I won the last game.
Yeah, I doubt it.
We'll play after this, and you're going to lose, so it doesn't matter.
I don't think I want to play after this. You might have won the last game, but if I remember correctly, we played like the most out of whatever number.
Yeah.
And I won the most of them. And you see, we got on some dialed in merch. It is not available for sale just yet.
I mean, you can send me some money. I'll get you one made. No, I said send me some money.
I'm the one who made it happen.
Okay.
So how was your,
you can't say how was your weekend, I'm here.
Well, no, but still, how was your weekend?
It was a weekend. Okay. March Madness has started. Tar Heels lost the conference tournament, but they're number 1 seed. And GC, my grad school, they got in the tournament.
Miles College girls basketball team won the championship.
That was like 3 weeks ago.
Well, but used to my basketball.
Congrats to Miles College. Yeah. What happened to the guys?
Obviously, I guess they didn't win.
Yeah, they lost to Clark Atlanta.
but we support Clark Atlanta, Dr. French, former president of Miles. So, hey.
Well, so we are here together in person. This is going to be a little different. We'll be able to see each other's facial reactions in person. So Micah, I don't want to say has a liking to funerals, but you initially wanted to be in the funeral business.
Strange way to describe it, but yeah.
Well, how would you describe it?
I used to, not necessarily.
You wanted to go into the funeral business.
I wanted to own funeral homes and went to mortuary school.
Okay, so, and I think it might just be, it's a black thing. I shouldn't ask you. I don't keep programs. Like, I have them somewhere, but you, know where they are.
Yeah, I have a dedicated binder with paper protectors or whatever.
Why?
And I need a new binder because it's full and I have more, so I needed a second binder.
Okay, but why do you keep the programs?
One, they're keepsakes. The people spend a lot of money on those programs.
Yeah, we learned, unfortunately, but
throw that away. And then every now and then, at least me, you go back through and look at them and reflect on the life of the person, and so
you go back and look at them
sometimes. And in my line of work, even though I'm not working in a funeral home, in my line of work, I've found myself in many situations where I can reference them for families at the church who, have a funeral.
I mean, I understand the work aspect of it, but before you were in that line of work, you would keep them.
I think you're supposed to keep them.
Okay, so would you keep them on the dashboard of your car?
No, because I know what the video is. But I have kept, even people I don't know personally, well, I've kept stuff in my car. I really have, to be honest with you.
What does it do?
That's too long of a story, the one that's in my mind, why I kept it.
Look at this video.
My cousin, God. I don't know if it's the last ride or what.
I think that's a little bit extra.
A little bit? That's a lot of bit extra.
But
you have dead people on your dashboard?
That's a harsh way to describe it.
How else would you describe it?
It's their pictures.
Dead people on your dashboard.
Their life stories is what was on the dashboard.
They kept obituaries on the dashboard of their car. And then if it's such a keepsake, okay, they're going to be faded and...
But you don't know who these people were to them, though. You don't.
You got your grandma on your dashboard?
No.
Would you do that?
Not on my dashboard, no. And that
in your car?
It was cluttered. Again, I don't know who these people were to them, but
why does that matter?
Because I can see if it was, let's just say, Dad. I can see.
I'm not putting him on my dashboard.
His alone in my car.
Now, like mom, like some people, okay, have kept a rose on their dashboard.
What's
from
the difference?
Funeral. A rose in a program.
I don't think you can judge people, but he had too many. It was cluttered. It looked messy. But still, I don't know who those people were to him. So who am I to judge?
I'm not saying, I don't care about your loved one. I'm saying, put it on the dashboard. Like, how does that honor them?
How does a rose that's dead and dried up on
It's a rose.
We're spending a lot of time on this about judging this man for having his family members display on his.
Okay, the person who got in the car said, "What is this, a death ride?"
Well, hey. So obviously,
Jeez.
Stephen doesn't want to honor those who've come
Not
before.
in that way, no.
Well, okay.
What?
That's your prerogative. Listen. Last week we said which food item we were gonna give up. This week Stephen decided to pit restaurants against each other.
Chicken restaurants.
Okay. Well, but they're in like different categories, in my opinion. But
They all serve
chicken. Okay.
All right, one has to go. Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, or Zaxby's?
I'm gonna have to. First of all, I like all these.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't put something you didn't like if that wouldn't make sense.
I literally
because I took one off because everyone would have picked that last one.
Not necessarily. They biscuits are good. The one he took off Church's chicken.
Fresh biscuits are good.
And a lot of people like their peppers, the jalapeno pepper. I have a hilarious story about that, but we don't fool with those people anymore, so I'm not gonna go into that story.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Certain family members. Hey, we keep it real on the Dow Den show. Either way. Either way, and I'm not editing that out.
Okay. Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, or Zaxby's? Mine's easy.
Popeyes.
No, Zaxby's.
No.
Yeah, and Zaxby's has been changing. Like, Zaxby's does not taste the same. It does not taste the same. I'm talking about it don't taste the same since I was in college. Like, they've changed how they do their tenders. It is not the same tender.
I don't
It is
know.
not
I
the
agree
same
with
tender.
that.
Put in a comment. It's not the same tenders.
And then you was in college.
They are smaller.
Over
They
10 years
they
ago.
taste more. They're like more dry.
Well,
So why Popeyes?
well, okay. Let's talk
Aside from buying Popeyes in a black area, because that's totally
that
different.
was racist.
I'm sorry. You're gonna have to wait 20 minutes. You pull up. We got a chicken. Popeyes is an experience, like the varsity.
Well, that's a different type of experience. But look, no, Zaxby's, and I'm doing so much better than I used to. Y'all, it was nothing last year for me to eat Zaxby's 3 times a week. I mean, I had it the other day. I love Zaxby's.
Must be nice. I don't see where it goes.
And I often say I'm gonna get something different, but I always get number 5 with the Sprite or lemonade and Zax sauce on the side.
No, I like that meal. Zaxby's has changed their recipe. They've changed something.
But see, that meal,
They have changed
the chicken sandwich
It is
meal,
good.
It's just a wet sandwich. So when you say that the meat is dry,
Yeah.
I don't. That's what I'm saying. What I get,
Yeah.
I don't.
No,
really notice that.
So even though Popeyes, with all of its flaws, Popeyes is still solid. And now their new chicken sandwich is good.
Oh,
Their macaroni is decent for
their
a
chicken
fast food
tenders are
macaroni.
good.
That's what I'm saying. But
Their
you
chicken
said,
tenders are juicy.
But you said Zaxby's.
Because I just love Zaxby's. I can't not. And then Chick-fil-A. Who can say no to
Oh
Chick-fil-A?
yeah, I don't even think that wasn't a. I mean, we already know Chick-fil-A.
What do you like getting from Chick-fil-A?
I'm basic. I get number 1.
Oh yeah, you're boring. I at least get spicy chicken sandwich meal.
Ooh,
No, I'm saying
so different.
Some people like that new pimento cheese.
I've tried it. It's not bad. Have you tried it?
No, I don't have
It's
a
not bad.
desire to try that.
It's not bad.
Well,
We just got a food block.
Popeyes is what's gonna go for me, and Steven is crushing on Zaxby's.
And I like Zaxby's. I mean, I had to have
You
Zaxby's.
do know, interesting fact. I don't know.
Statesboro, Georgia.
Oh.
Micah gets mad because when I come home, I'd say facts that he says are annoying.
Well, what annoys me is you always wherever Steven lives.
No, I say Atlanta facts.
Well, no, but let me finish. Wherever Steven lives, right now it's Dallas. Dallas is number 1 in this.
It
Dallas
is.
is number 3 in that. Dallas, and it's like, really, I don't care. You know.
You sound like a hater.
No, it's just I think wherever you are, you would brag about. The place.
No, I say stats about everything.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You're gonna say, did you know Zaxby's is
Well,
third in Statesboro, Georgia?
well, and part
What
of
college is in Statesboro?
Southern,
Good job.
Georgia Southern. Whatever,
Oh,
man.
don't act like you know geography.
Listen. I know Georgia geography for the most part.
Okay.
North Georgia, Middle Georgia, South Georgia.
Oh well, that's not hard.
West, East. West, you got Columbus, Go up north, got Rome and stuff. Go southeast, Savannah.
Yeah.
Go down further, Statesboro, Valdosta.
Statesboro isn't further south than Savannah.
Either way, Macon is in middle Georgia. Did you know?
What did I know?
That Macon used to be the capital of Georgia.
No.
You didn't know that.
I didn't know. I'm trying to make you sound good.
You gotta try. Look, y'all. Watch this video.
People who put salt and pepper on their grits and people who put sugar on their grits, we got to set our differences aside. We got a common enemy now. I don't know what this is. Marinara sauce, salsa, barbecue, ketchup. And I'm sorry if this is your culture or your kin or your grandma Willie Mae Pearl did this. I'm telling you without tasting this, what is this? And why it's on the grits? I know that marinara salsa don't belong on the grit. We got to come together, y'all. This is like, you know what I'm saying, America got some racial turmoil, but if aliens attack, we got to put that aside because the aliens trying to kill us all. Y'all trying to deface grits as a whole. This is aliens attacking Earth level of, I never seen this on grits. We got to come together for humanity of grits manity. Because it don't make me know, never mind. What is this on the grits?
Why do people just got to do something?
Certain foods should be left alone.
Yeah.
Grits is a
staple.
Yeah, I'm saying leave it like that because what I was about to say might not have been culturally appropriate.
What were you gonna say?
I'm not gonna say it.
What were you gonna say?
I'm not gonna say it.
What were you going to say?
I was just gonna say I don't know how long grits have been around.
Since slavery is OG.
yeah.
I mean, a lot of things originated from that.
Yeah. That's what
you thought you were gonna get in trouble for saying.
Yeah, I was about.
You thought grits was invented in 1960.
I think the way that I was about to say it was gonna sound bad. Because I think I was going to say grits is just a good old slave meal.
Oh, my God. What?
So, that's why I said I'm not going to say it.
What? Wow.
So.
Wow. Man.
But.
Wow.
But, okay, speaking of those types of meals,
Jeez.
Things that they used to eat.
Yes,
are
is what we eat
now. Are now like oxtails.
Yes, yeah.
Oxtails used to
they ate from the scraps. Yeah.
But now the scraps are delicacies. Oxtails
but don't repeat that again.
Oxtails are very expensive.
Did y'all hear what he said?
And delicious. I was trying not to say it, but you kept saying say it.
What did he say?
So I said it because that's just what came to mind.
Wow.
Either way,
we are off topic of this video.
You know our cousins. Two of them they might still do it. Used to put jelly in their grits.
I've done that.
That's nasty.
I mean, if it's on the plate and gets into it, I'm not
talking
mad.
about intentionally putting
no,
grape jelly.
But I'm not mad if it gets into it.
I remember growing up, you was nasty.
What?
You used to say that it's all going to the same place. And you
talking about if Dad, Micah hated when we talking about when Dad put syrup on something on the biscuit and it would touch the grits. Growing
up, I hated those breakfasts in Decatur.
And the breakfasts were good.
To you, that when he was trying to cook the lunch meat, oh my goodness.
That's making something out of nothing, man.
Well, I'd rather had nothing because I ain't have to eat that stuff. That stuff would be disgusting. You'd be gobbling it down because it would be the pancakes that you warm up in the microwave,
which are good,
with the syrup, and then the syrup getting all on this cooked lunch meat and hard grits and ugh. And breakfast is supposed to be the most important meal of the day, and that's what we had.
That's actually a lot. They tell you. Our bodies are actually not supposed to eat breakfast. You're not supposed to eat something that early. You're supposed to just drink water. I enjoy breakfast. I'm saying.
No, I'm saying here you
breakfast is not the most important meal.
With your interesting facts.
What you look over here for?
Because you looked over there.
What?
So I thought maybe...
Like, you see something crawling?
No, I thought you saw something. And if I did, I would have played it off. I would have just let it crawl wherever it was gonna go. Man, I'm still below. We still didn't even talk about the video. Oh yeah. But yes, we did.
No, we didn't.
Okay, basically marinara sauce. But now, to be real though, grits, unless you kind of doctor them up, plain grits.
Right.
It's kind of a
you have to add
taste.
something.
Some saying marinara sauce on it might not be bad.
I'm about to attack my northern and Midwestern friends again. They put sugar in their grits. That's terrible.
I believe you can put sugar on anything. Now look.
You like sugar on grits?
Make a clip of that. You can put that on everything. I had a lady say about the hot sauce. But
you put sugar on your grits.
I've never done it, but it might be good.
I've tried it. Nope.
Do you like oatmeal?
Eh.
This episode.
I know people put
our fat cells.
I know people have put. I know you put sugar on oatmeal, right?
I do.
I know, but grits supposed to be like sweet and savory, like savory. That's the savory part.
Grits are not sweet.
I'm saying like your biscuit with the jelly is the sweet and the savory is the. Yeah, let's get off of food. Everyone, wherever you live, they always say we got the worst drivers wherever we live. People in Atlanta say Atlanta has the worst drivers. People in Dallas say Dallas has the worst drivers. Do you think Dallas or Atlanta is in the top 5 worst drivers?
You asking me or the people? Because
you.
Oh, well, I've never been to Dallas.
Okay.
So I can't.
Do you think Atlanta is the top 5?
To be honest with you, I think Atlanta and most metropolitan areas probably have the same problem. I think Atlanta just has a traffic problem, not necessarily
everywhere has a traffic problem.
Driving.
But traffic is due to bad drivers. What are you doing?
I believe. Why are you so worried about me? See, this when we not in person, you don't see everything that.
But you ain't doing that when we're talking.
But either way, I think. What did you just say? No,
we're so off track.
What did you say about Atlanta drivers?
Oh, I said traffic is due to bad drivers.
Well, yeah, because now, and I guess this might be everywhere, but y'all, there be traffic for no reason. Now, that ticks me off.
Then you finally get to the spot where the traffic was and it's nothing. No accident, no nothing.
Right.
Because it's due to bad drivers.
But there are some spots where kind of what they say bottlenecks.
Mm-hmm.
It just, people merging and all that kind of stuff and it just slows down for no reason. And sometimes it's one, you look drunk. Sometimes it's
what? You are tripping. We ain't about to do no shows together, man. We need the remote. We need a divider right here.
Sometimes
what?
It's one person.
Yeah.
That slows everything down.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know.
Well, all right. So Forbes came out with a list, and it was based on accidents that cause deaths, accidents, and all that stuff.
They took my real bad.
Albuquerque, New Mexico, has the worst drivers in the country.
Now, when we went to New Mexico, I was a little kid.
Yeah.
But from the little I do know about New Mexico,
you know how long ago that was.
Yeah.
For you, I've been recently, but
the little that I do know about New Mexico, to me, I never would have guessed New Mexico.
Yeah.
To be number one. That's like saying South Dakota.
Why'd you say Dakota like that?
Ain't that how they say it?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, they talk like that.
Dakota. Dallas, number 6 in the country. And Atlanta, number 16.
Is your phone on?
What?
Is your phone on?
What do you mean?
Is it on? What do you mean? What do I mean? Is it on?
I just know these, man.
Oh, because I'm like,
dog.
Because I'm looking like, now I know that screen is black. And I thought you was looking at it. And I'm like, what in the world?
Do a quick reference and then it's up here, man. It's up here.
Oh, okay. Well, Atlanta's number what?
16.
Yeah. Huh. Dallas is 6, so it's worse than Dallas?
Yeah, Dallas is bad. Dallas is bad.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. All right. Micah's favorite part of the show. Politics.
Yeah.
Politics. We're going to start with
good old Fani. Fani Willis. Y'all. And I keep saying this is a nonpartisan podcast.
Yeah.
But
I can't be partisan. I'll get in trouble.
But this is me talking. This is even real journalism, but we speak to facts.
Yeah.
Right?
Facts are facts.
And then I might share an opinion. Now, our 45th president, he number 45? Mm-hmm. He and his team, his people, they put out some stuff that's beyond disrespectful. And
you got to say it's good strategy, though. Like, Donald Trump puts out some quality content, regardless if you agree with it or not, on Instagram. It's some of it is funny. That. Well, it's quality for what he's doing. It's strategy. It's strategic.
But to the fact that is appealing to your base,
Yeah.
That speaks a lot about your base. And y'all,
I think we already know the base.
I refuse to infeminate a black woman.
That fell flat.
But do you get it?
Yeah, she said, I refuse to
Emasculate a black
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna show the video, or I'm not gonna even tell you the details of the video that Donald Trump put out. But Fani Willis gets to stay on the case, y'all, because her lover,
ex-lover,
okay,
they're not together anymore.
You're speaking to a fact based on what they said.
And that's all. The judge made a decision based off of what they said.
I'm speaking to opinion.
That's all you have.
Yeah,
but see, opinions turn into rumors and all that stuff. We're going off of what the judge did his ruling off of. The judge said Fani Willis could stay on the case as long as Mr. Wade resigned.
Nathan Wade resigned.
And he did.
And I think that's what he should have done.
Yeah.
I think it would have been. Now, what would have made it more juicy, and I'm not saying I want it to be, I'm just saying, if he wanted to stay on.
Oh, yeah. She would have been like, hold on.
Yeah, now that would have been messy.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, though, a lot of legal people were saying, and so the part that we don't see, well, I see it in my job, but the part that a lot of people don't see is like the courts for judges and lawyers, like they get kind of like educated, like scholarly cursed out in text. Like, so the judge blasted her in the text, and that's how lawyers go off stuff like, oh man, she's gonna be embarrassed walking in any other courtroom. Now, Fani personally ain't gonna be embarrassed walking in any courtroom, but the judge blasted her.
Yeah, he was very fair in the trial.
And he's young.
He's young.
You know, he's in his early 30s.
Whoa, I feel bad for Judge McAfee.
I'm pretty sure he's in his early 30s. That's what I heard.
Y'all go look.
Keep talking. I'm gonna look.
Y'all go look.
What was his first name?
Chandler. Oh wait,
I'm thinking
about Candler Road. Candler McAfee.
What?
I can't think of his first name.
And he runs for his office is an elected position, so he is 35.
That is.
He is.
Well, I'm not about to talk about.
He's the same age as me.
Whoa. Okay, it is fair for me to say what I was about to say. That is horrible.
What?
Look at him.
Oh, you saying he looks a little older?
He looks. If you told me that man was 49,
He went to the University of Georgia. Got dogs.
I believe that.
But
he was very fair though.
Yeah.
In court. Now, what you saying? What he put in paper?
But in that kind of, so what I heard one legal analyst say was basically what some judges do in situations like this where they're screwed regardless, they're gonna piss off someone. You piss off this side a little, and you piss off this side a little, so no one's all happy and no one's all mad. And that's kind of what he did. They call it split the baby. That's what they said. He's trying to split the baby. You get a little piece, you get a little piece.
So many biblical references. But y'all put in the comments, do you think that District Attorney of Fulton County, Georgia, Fani Willis, should have been allowed to stay on the case?
Why are you saying like that?
I don't know. It's kind of comfortable helping me stay up. But do you think he was right? He being Judge McAfee to...
I was about to say Judge Mathis.
Judge McAfee, that is crazy. He's 35. I
don't think he's been on the bench that long.
To dismiss those 6 cases against Trump.
Well, I mean, okay, it was 6 of like 40.
But
like, you acting like he completely tanked the whole thing.
But they said something about one of them was the phone call.
Yep. The phone call was...
dismissed that one. That one...
Raffensperger.
You can hear it.
Okay, but I mean, you ain't read all the text. You don't know what the specific charge was.
They said he said something like there wasn't enough evidence to prove that he was actually asking Raffensperger
he said,
cheat.
I need you to fine. He was saying fine. Yeah. I'm just being devil's advocate. What I'm saying is, okay, you mad that he knocked out 6 out of 40? I can see if it was. I can see if it was 10 charges and he knocked out 6 out of 10. Then you're like, oh my God.
I'm just mad he knocked that one out. And y'all, anything, whether it's good or bad against Fani or anybody else, Trump and his people know how to twist it to work in their favor. And listen, let me balance this thing out a little bit. Let's talk about Biden just for a second.
What you talking about Biden for?
Just because or at least I'm kind of talking a lot about Trump in a negative way. Not that I necessarily have anything negative right now to say about Biden, but I don't know. I was trying to find something just to kind of balance it out. both of them, congratulations to both of them. See, I'm a very fair person. Congratulations to both of them for officially locking in.
How is that fair? I mean, they won regardless of your congratulations.
I'm just congratulating.
What you keep looking at my phone for?
Really, I think I'm looking at it in passing. I'm not like looking at it. Congratulations to both of them for formally clinching the not the nominations. Yeah,
They're the presumptive. Oh no, they did
yeah,
clinch. You are correct. Conventions this summer. Republican convention is in. Do you know?
No, I don't know.
Milwaukee, and the Democrat convention 2 weeks later is in.
I don't know.
Shoot, I don't know. Hold on, no.
I was thinking it was gonna be in Dallas because the way you was going
No,
with
it's not in
it.
Dallas. Man, I don't know.
You keep looking at your black phone. Your black
Where's
phone.
the Democrat convention?
Either way,
I know it. I don't want to look it up.
I bet.
It's an expensive city. I think Philly.
I bet the Republican convention is gonna be lit.
Why do you think that?
These people are cuckoo for Trump.
Why does that mean it's gonna be lit?
I'm saying it's gonna be hype. The Democratic one is probably gonna
Chicago, actually. Correct that. Chicago.
The Democratic convention is probably gonna be boring.
Yeah, probably.
Boring. But
Yeah,
the
it will be.
Republicans, they gonna get turned up. I'm confident about it.
Donald J. Trump. All right. So moving on. TikTok. The United States House of Representatives voted overwhelmingly, Democrats and Republicans, to ban TikTok if, there's a big if. I interviewed a Democratic congressman from Dallas, and he was really, because some Democrats have gotten heat for this vote, if TikTok does not sell from their Chinese ownership. Now, there's a lot of misinformation out there, though. Some TikTok stars and people who are Instagram viral people have said, oh, they're going to ban TikTok if they don't sell to an American company. That's not what the law would say. Joe Biden, the president, said he would sign it if he gets to his desk, but it's uncertain if the Senate will pass. There's more pressure on the senators.
And they're in no hurry to do so. Not Mitch McConnell. Schumer.
Chuck Schumer.
He said that he's not in any hurry.
Yeah.
To
But
do
it's crazy that, okay, the House is way more extreme than the Senate.
Yeah.
The House passed it. Joe Biden said he will sign it. So what's the holdup in the
I
Senate?
think this is my opinion, y'all. This is my opinion, Stephen. Some of that is a bunch of malarkey.
Using a Joe Biden word.
Is sometimes I think Republicans and Democrats are in cahoots together that
I mean, it's all gamesmanship.
yeah, that we
Oh, so you're saying they passed it because they know the Senate's not going to pass it?
right, they doing this to make it seem like
Yeah.
we want to do this, but they don't really want to do it. I don't think
Do you think that law? So the question really has been:
it's a dangerous precedent to
I was
set.
about to say, do you think that blocks a person's freedom of speech? This company's freedom of speech, because it is well documented. I mean, China is not. It's crazy because China is our enemy, yet we use each other for everything. I mean, we get our money from China. Well, all right. But do you think making that proposition imposes on freedom of speech or something else?
I don't think that we owe freedom of speech to any non-American, even if that's
What?
a company. What I'm saying is, we don't owe freedom of
If
speech.
you're in this country, you have freedom of speech.
No, but you're talking about TikTok, which is owned by a company that started with a B.
Yeah, but
that's-
ByteDance.
Yeah.
But they have 140 million American users.
Okay, that's like
So you're
saying-
infringing on Americans' freedom of speech. That's basically what they're
Okay,
pointing
but
out.
because you're choosing to use a foreign platform,
A
to
platform
use-
that is owned by a certain country.
well, I don't,
Because we
yeah.
don't care if New Zealand owns it. So it's not
You're
about
right.
the
New
foreign.
Zealand's not an enemy.
I'm saying, okay, so is it violation of freedom of speech or is it national security? Because
Both.
the whole thing is China. So when companies like that are in China, they share all their information with the government. Unlike here, these companies do not share their information allegedly with the government.
Yeah, it look
Why you say allegedly?
because yeah, whatever. But to me, I think if the company doesn't sell to a non-Chinese owned company, and TikTok gets shut down in America, we'll move on. it's not that big of a deal.
Oh yeah, I don't think. I mean, everybody's just gonna
Go to
post
something
their
else
reels on Instagram or something else.
Well, it'll be an adjustment for sure. And to be honest with you, it might be a good adjustment.
Well, they're talking about so many small businesses have benefited from it, which is true.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Honestly, I think TikTok may sell because in some way of fashion, form of fashion, they'll still, if China really wanted to get it, they'll probably still get it.
I don't think. Now, let me clarify this. I don't want TikTok to go away. I think TikTok is a phenomenal platform when used properly, just like any other social media platform. Even though you talk about X with Elon, I think that either way, it's just. Did you see Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about this? Mm-hmm. And she was going on and on about how Facebook needs to be shut down and that she's the only member of Congress who was removed from a social media platform. But Elon Musk, when he took over Twitter, he reinstated her
like he reinstated Donald Trump, but Trump now is making money off his own thing.
Yeah, because it's called
Truth Social.
Yeah, which is ironic that it's called Truth. And he don't tell
it's not
the truth.
ironic. All right.
But so you feel, if you was a member of Congress right now, would you vote for this or not? To like
they get briefings that we don't get, national security briefings. I believe it's a national security threat. If enough Republicans and Democrats are saying it, I don't think this is a partisan issue. But it's interesting that senators are quiet on it.
Yeah, I just think, and I think it's fair. Now, but it's a dangerous precedent,
right?
Though,
because then it's just but they're using the thing of national security.
Yeah.
So let's say, okay, Elon Musk with X. They're not saying, oh, we just don't like what you're doing, which that Twitter has been criticized too about some stuff. But they're not saying we don't like what you're doing, we want you to sell. They're saying this is a threat to our national security, we want you to sell. So
and is.
It's an attempt to make TikTok better. Tic-tac-toe. A winner. A winner.
Okay.
Now, speaking of politics, to me, and you give your opinion. This next topic, I think is foolish. This is my
Are you saying it's a waste of government?
Yes. But go ahead. Tell them what it is about.
All right. Now, depending on if you live in a certain area, when you go to McDonald's and you order a McFlurry.
To be fair, that's never happened to me. But go ahead.
Where have you gone to McDonald's? You ain't gone to no McDonald's on Candler Road.
Why you got to do Candler Road like that?
Well, it's closed now. No, that's Wesley Chapel.
Yeah, Wesley Chapel.
Both. If you go to McDonald's and you order a McFlurry, you order a cone, what's the number one thing you hear?
Our machine's down.
All right. But you just said you haven't heard it.
It's never happened to me. I've heard people talk about it all my life, but I've never gone to McDonald's and asked for ice cream and they told me.
So you've gone to McDonald's and asked for ice cream in Decatur and you've gotten ice cream. Lies.
I can't promise that it was in Decatur, but...
Okay. That's what I said.
In Bessemer, Alabama, for those who know what Bessemer, Alabama is like.
Well, you rare. That's rare. All right. So the federal government, we know the president likes ice cream, but the federal government recently said that they are cracking down on McDonald's, saying they need to get machines that are easily fixable because their excuse is our machine is broke. Now, I've heard from people in the fast food industry, they just say that because they don't want to clean the machine. Like they say it's broke so they don't have to clean it later.
And I read in the article that said something like they lose $600-something a day. But why does the government care about McDonald's losing money? To me, they don't care about it. So why?
It's the Federal Trade Commission who's doing the inquiry. But
now, okay, you bring up Federal Trade Commission. You cannot do false advertisement.
Right.
So you can't keep marketing ice cream and then people come and it's never available.
Yeah.
But to me, we don't have anything better to talk about in Congress.
That's not Congress. That's the Federal Trade Commission. That is a government agency. That's not Congress.
Okay, well,
yeah.
Oh, well, that's part of kind of their job.
So you didn't read the article.
Well, either way, still, look, I can tell them some other things they can look into.
Like what?
I choose not to.
All right, moving on. Uber and Lyft are pulling out of, it's not a major U.S. city, but a large U.S. city.
Y'all probably gonna think I'm a Republican.
You brought that on yourself. What does that have to do with anything?
Or, I mean, that's not me necessarily saying that I'm a Democrat.
Uber and Lyft are leaving Minneapolis because Minneapolis City Council voted to override the mayor's veto to require ride-sharing services to enact a pay raise for its drivers. It would equivalent to the local minimum wage of $15.57 an hour. Do you think those rideshare apps are right in what they're doing? Now, this may blow over in a couple months, but do you think their initial reaction, because they don't want to pay the local minimum wage of $15 an hour for their drivers?
I think a couple things. I think there are certain jobs where, for example, if you're a waiter or waitress, your bulk of your money comes from tips.
Correct.
You get a base pay, which is typically lower than minimum wage.
But that don't mean everybody tips.
Well,
That don't mean everybody tips 10% or what the expected tip is.
but you knew that going into it.
Correct. And Uber, well, I don't know if Uber wasn't initially. I was about to say it was something that people did on the side, but I mean, now people do it. That's their full-time job.
Right. So what I'm saying is, to me, it's a base pay plus commission job. I don't think it's right for local, federal, state government to come into any business like that and tell them.
But what if the law is, okay, if you operate in our city, then there is a minimum wage that you have to pay.
Okay, but then
That's what they're saying.
All right. Where was this? Minneapolis.
Do you know where that is?
I know that they killed George Floyd. So, but now I can't tell you where on the map that is or anything like that. But I know that's where they killed George Floyd. So they on people's mind for that. Minneapolis. And how
You can't even pronounce
I about to
it.
say, well, how you
Minneapolis. What were you about to say?
Minneapolis, like a mini
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Jeez.
I think, okay, so now the poor people, not poor as in financially poor, I'm saying, like, I feel sorry for them. Would it be wrong for in cities like this, for Uber and Lyft, to now pass this cost on to the customer?
That's what they're going to do.
Right, so
If
it's
they
like,
come back, they are.
So it's like, who are you hurting? I mean, or who are you helping? So you care more about the driver than you do the end
Well,
consumer.
and some people say that's them acting like they care about the driver, because even if they do the, let's say, passing on to the customer, that doesn't guarantee that the driver's going to see that money. That's just them saying, oh, we do pay our drivers more. And
I just don't think it's right. I think when you sign up for certain jobs, you know that you get a base pay and the rest is commission. I think that's how it's supposed to be. Because that opens up the whole conversation about minimum wage, where I really would sound like a Republican if I shared my views on minimum wage.
Stop saying Republican. Just say I have different views.
Because you're in business to make money.
Correct.
So, okay.
You're still supposed to care about your employees.
You should. But what I'm saying is, all right, make the minimum wage be $50 an hour. The price of eggs and everything just going to go through the roof. Like,
I agree with that.
It's not, you're not solving any
Okay,
problem.
but what the argument is, okay, inflation and all that stuff, so you're raising it to still compensate for the cost of things now. Now, yeah, I'm not going to be with someone saying, oh, raise the minimum wage to $50. Well, shoot, okay, give me $50 an hour. I don't think that's what the bigger argument is. Not just this city. I'm saying in general. It needs to be a livable wage or better than what it was.
But and even the Bible tells us that the poor will always be among you.
That is correct.
It's not a minimum wage conversation, in my opinion. It's you need to go get a job that pays more conversation.
But everybody can't go get a job that pays more. Someone is going to have to be in that job.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
So they're saying, okay, and he said at least be our minimum wage.
To me, this is partially a socialist type of conversation. I'm saying it's never
tossing around a lot of words.
It's never going to be
correct.
Equal.
It's never.
So
the fight is to make it better.
It's not gonna be. We live in a capitalist society.
I understand all that. What I'm saying is, okay, so you're supposed to just say, well, that's the way it's been.
And Joe Biden says he believes in capitalism.
I'm saying, so you're supposed to say, that's the way it's been? So that means a waitress's minimum wage has, Okay, let's go back to what it was 30 years ago then. Since
No,
that's the way it was.
I'm saying across the board.
I think it's situational for the job.
You raising it across the board, saying the national minimum wage is $7.25.
Right. Which is it not higher than that now?
Okay, let's
whatever.
say
Yeah.
whatever it is. Even if they made the national minimum wage $15 an hour, at the end of the day, those people sitting in those executive seats, they're going to raise the prices of everything.
That is correct.
So it's you're going to keep chasing.
But that's
this
what
livable
we've been
wage.
doing this whole time.
So that's what I'm saying. So stop it. Like it's not. You're not gonna. You can't achieve it. It's a. You need. And I know
There's a lot of things you can't achieve that you're still working towards.
But I'm saying. But you're working towards.
We
something
can't
that's
achieve equality. There's always gonna be racism. There's never not gonna be racism.
Y'all put it in the chat. And I'm sure a lot of people are not gonna agree with me.
No, I agree with you in part. Yes, you can't. I mean, and that goes to when Bernie Sanders was running, and people were saying, "Oh, I like what he's saying." Yeah, you like what he's saying, but it's not gonna pass. Like that is what is not realistic.
Even if it
like you're saying all these things.
Not,
okay, make minimum wage $25. That's not gonna pass.
But even if
okay,
it
so
did,
you try to incrementally increase it. And so this city is trying to do $15. That's their minimum wage.
I'm saying it's not going to make a difference. It's going to make a very short-term difference in the lives of those people.
For politicians, it's showing that you're trying to help people.
Long-term, it makes no difference.
All right.
Everything's just going to go up. Price of everything's going to go up. And I understand that there are certain boundaries and hindrances for people, stopping them from getting better paying jobs. But the answer isn't to just get a higher minimum wage. The answer is to learn skills or whatever, get education if possible, to try and get a higher paying job. That's the answer. And I know I sound like a word he tell me to stop saying, but that's the answer. And while we talking about that, I'm going to just be controversial. I word it this way. We agree on far more than we disagree on.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Republicans and Democrats.
Yeah.
Far more than we disagree on. If we really, a lot of you colored people.
Did you say colored people?
Because I didn't want to say black. Because I'm talking about more than just black people. A lot of minorities. You borderline Republican.
That's a conversation for another day. I'm not disagreeing with you, but that's a conversation for another day.
50 years of coaching no longer exist in college athletics. So it's always was about developing players. It was always about helping people be more successful in life. My wife even said to me, we'd have all the recruits over on Sunday with their parents for breakfast, and she would always meet with the mothers and talk about how she was going to help and impact their sons and how they would be well taken care of. And she came to me, like right before I retired and said, why are we doing this? And I said, what do you mean? She said, all they care about is how much you're going to pay them. They don't care about how you're going to develop them, which is all what we've always done. So why are we doing this?
So, legendary head coach Nick Saban, the GOAT of coaching.
Roll Tide.
Whatever. Go Dogs. So Ted Cruz had a roundtable for NIL, name, image, and likeness. Nick Saban was the biggest name on it. Nick Saban has not been a fan of paying players. Now, there is a caveat. Nick Saban is not against players getting paid. He believes that there needs to be more structure. So does Ted Cruz. So does a lot of people. They think it's the Wild Wild West. But some people did not like the delivery that Nick Saban had, saying, everything's changed. And
he did sound, and this is just the vibe of this episode number 8. He did sound a little mastery, like master.
Oh. One of those, I forgot who said it. I mean, some people have referenced college football before NIL as
plantation. Modern day slavery.
But I think he could have, and Nick Saban's going to say what's on his mind, but he, in my opinion, has just sounded, almost said a word. He has
bad in the last couple of years.
Well, yeah, no, he's been sounding like salty about it instead of saying, I'm for, like he doesn't lead with, I'm for players getting paid, but we need to put some guardrails on it. He's like, this isn't how it used to be. And he said, Miss Terry, his wife.
I hate he brought Miss Terry into it.
Miss Terry basically said, that's all these parents care about is the money. Heck yeah, they care about the money. Like, and yes. Like,
let's be real. Here's where
these coaches are getting paid millions, and they get fired and they're owed millions. I'm sorry, I do not care that coaches are upset that players are getting paid.
And
I
let's be
don't care.
real. Let's be real, Uncle Nick. And I love to meet you, so don't be offended by what I'm about to say, because I still love to meet
And
you.
you see how you trying to suck up. Go ahead.
But let's be real. Even before all this NIL, whatever it's called, stuff, they was giving players
were getting-
more
yeah.
than just a
scholarship.
scholarship.
Yeah.
So, especially schools like Alabama.
Yeah.
So, Nick, go on somewhere with that, acting like you and Miss Terry. Because pay attention. I want y'all to pay attention to what she said, to what they said. He said for years they hosted this breakfast at their home with these recruits. What you think they was doing at them breakfasts before the
Giving them
NIL
grits.
stuff? Oh, okay.
Grits and bacon and biscuits.
And we gonna give you this and we gonna give you that.
What you talking? Resources.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna get you a tutor.
They were
We're
buying them over breakfast, is what it was.
Oh wow! All right, I'm not making that allegation.
So
All I'm
Miss
saying,
Terry was saying, if now
it
they
ain't the
get
same.
money,
Yeah,
elsewhere,
they don't need your breakfast.
right? So that's what she's saying. But
There needs to be regulations. I don't want anyone to think there needs to be regulations because it is going to end up being haves and have-nots, which it's already been haves and have-nots. But
why can't we come to grips with that's life?
yeah,
That's
no. But what I'm
America.
saying is, okay, but there are still rules and something.
Yeah.
I just didn't like his delivery in it. It just came across really, and it's weird because Coach K, the legendary head coach of Duke, who I do not like Duke, he was recently on a show and said he is not mad at all of these changes. He's saying, he was asked, did you retire because all of these changes? Like, oh, it's so different. He said, things are just getting better. That doesn't make it worse just because things are changing.
You talking about the other coach or Nick
Coach
Saban?
K said.
Oh.
Like,
I was about to say Nick retired because Nick was losing his steam.
I'm a big believer of leave while you're on top.
Me
He had
too.
nothing else to prove.
LeBron. I'm just saying.
I'm a big person. Leave while you're on top. Nick Saban had nothing else to prove. And he knew, hey, things get a little harder because now kids are going to say, well, shoot,
This
I ain't
brings
got to go
up
to
the
Bama
Deion
just to go to Bama.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he has stuff to say about Deion, even though they did the Affleck commercial.
That was taped before that.
Oh, well, which goes back to, and I'm not saying that Nick Saban's a racist. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying some of the things he says come across as sounding a little off.
Yeah.
But players, in my opinion, based on your fame and your athletic ability.
You say you should get it based on, NIL is based on your star ability.
Yeah, I think you should get as much money.
Georgia's quarterback just bought a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. One of them.
And I think that's great for him. Why we always hate on people who getting money?
Because some people say, oh, they're kids. But then this is what I don't like though. You say, oh, they're kids, but then when they make a mistake, you don't say, oh, they're kids. You say, oh, they should have known. Oh, they have all these resources. You can't play it both ways. And so do there need to be regulations? Yes. I don't know what those regulations look like, but do they need to be? Sure. I just don't know what they look like.
But still, regulations for what? Like,
Well,
what do you
okay.
mean?
What people like Nick Saban and stuff are saying is, and he gave some examples. I don't want to take Nick Saban's comments out of context because he said more than just the statement that you just heard. He was saying, like Bryce Young, his quarterback. He was saying, oh, like Bryce Young, I'm just giving examples. It's not Bryce Young's actual money. But he said Bryce Young had a national deal with, let's just say, Nike. Bryce Young had a national deal with Affleck. He's saying those are fine because they're national deals. He doesn't want, like, now schools basically are paying the players too. Like they're called collectives. Alumni get together, start a collective. They call it the Roll Tide Collective. And now, on top of whatever money you're making off your stardom, they're saying, okay, we're going to give the whole offensive line $100,000 for coming to Bama. We're raising money, and we're going to give every offensive lineman $100,000. I think University of Texas, their offensive linemen get a certain amount of money. So now you are, okay, it's the highest bidder. I don't care if I go to Alabama. I'll go to doggone New Mexico State if they're going to give me $1 million.
Okay.
I don't care where I go.
So like you said, he just don't like the new game.
Yeah.
That's all.
Right. And to me, he sounds salty. That's all.
He used to be able to get a player just because
because
he's
it's Alabama.
and
Now
the
players are going to Colorado. They're going to other places because I don't care where I go. Because nowadays, social media, if you good enough to be in the NFL, you're going to get found.
Yeah.
So it don't matter where you go, really.
And do you think that maybe, and we can move on from this, but Nick Saban is getting out of it. He done got out of it.
Well, yeah, but he's going to be on college game day. So he's still going to be complaining about it.
Do you think that people, at least from his era, they think this is an attack on their pockets, possibly?
It is. Well, they're still going to get millions. They're still going to get their
but
salary.
I'm saying this is a lot of money coming out the woodwork.
Kirby Smart still making bank, but Kirby Smart hadn't talked about it the way Nick Saban's talked about it. But Kirby Smart is also still in it, and he has to play the game. But
Right.
All right, something inspirational, sticking with sports. We are very pro HBCUs. We both went to HBCUs. Grambling State University is in the Big Dance March Madness. Grambling State University won the SWAC, our parents' conference, for the first time in school history. So congrats to them, to the Graham fam.
Isn't that in Kentucky? Or is it in Louisiana? Where is Grambling? Where's Grambling?
Louisiana.
Oh, okay, well, why do
You said Kentucky.
Because what's in Kentucky? Oh, Kentucky State?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, because I was about
Grambling and Southern University, their rivalry in Louisiana.
Because I was about to shout out one of the deacons at church, but he went to Kentucky State.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay, well, scratch that. But you remember
Herb Nelson.
Yeah. Shout out to Herb Nelson. Went to Grambling. He played football, I think.
I would hope so. What? He looked like he played football. Whatever.
He might have played basketball.
He played sports.
Oh, for sure.
All right. What is your kick of the week, sir? Put it on the table.
In honor of Women's History Month or Heritage Month. I really don't know what it is. Is it history or heritage?
Women's History Month.
This is Coco Gauff. The
You started yelling.
Oh. She's going to be, in my personal opinion, or at least I hope she does, she's going to surpass Serena. I'm about to say Serena and Venus. Why do we keep including Venus?
Because Venus won stuff too.
Yeah, but not like Serena.
She won a lot of stuff.
But not like Serena.
She won more than Coco Gauff.
Coco's like 20.
And you know how many things Serena and Venus won when they were 22? All right.
Either way, Coco is going to surpass them. And maybe I'm wrong what I'm about to say. I don't think, what's the little short gymnastic girl? Simone Biles.
She's in it again.
Oh, okay.
The Olympics are this year.
I about to say, I don't think she blew up the way she should have.
She blew up.
She blew up, but it didn't seem like she went away.
It was St. Patrick's Day this past weekend, so I got some green Jordan 1s.
But they're like alligator skin.
No, it's not.
It does look like alligator skin.
Okay. Well, it was nice seeing you in person.
Oh, yeah. I about to say what you mean. But, yeah.
You have been weird. So I don't know how many more of these in-persons we're going to do because this man staring at my phone that ain't on.
Because it kept looking like you was looking at it, and I'm like, what is he looking at? And then for a second I said, well, maybe he had one of them,
privacy screens? No,
yeah. Those things get on my nerves because it just throws you off when you see somebody looking at a black screen.
Why are you looking at their phone?
I'm not necessarily looking at their phone.
All right. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook.
Like and subscribe on YouTube and listen to us on all podcast platforms. Y'all, did I tell you somebody somewhere in Europe or something? That's listening on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
how did you know?
Cool. Top of the morning to you if you're watching in Europe.
Let's wrap this up.
Look.
He about to lose. We're about to play.
I'm probably not about to play. I'm just being real with you.
Could at least faked it. All right. We will see you guys next week.